At 67, Carol was fed up. She was sitting in her car right after a grocery trip, and she caught her reflection in the rearview mirror. The harsh sunlight was unforgiving. It wasn't just a wrinkle. It was a groove. 2 deep 11 lines were etched between her eyebrows, making her look angry and worried, even when she felt perfectly fine. She had saved up over $500 for Botox. She was nervous about the needles, nervous about the price, but she felt like she had no other choice. She mentioned it to her sister, who just laughed. Her sister told her, "Please don't do that. Try this simple oil first, but you have to use it the right way." Carol was skeptical. An oil instead of a needle. But to save $500, she tried it. Fast forward 6 months. Carol is at her regular checkup with her family doctor. He's not even a dermatologist. He's looking at her chart, then at her, then back at the chart. He looked confused. He finally said, "Carol, what on earth have you been doing? Your skin's vitality is incredible, and your circulation, the swelling I usually see in your ankles, is gone. You look healthier." Carol just smiled. Her doctor was shocked. And the secret wasn't about swallowing a pill. It wasn't about a magic cure. It was about how she was using a simple, ancient oil. The truth is, 95% of women over 60 who try these natural remedies get it wrong. They rub it on dry skin, they use it in the morning, or they use the wrong partners and they waste their time and their money. Today I'm going to show you the 10 secrets to using this oil that shocked Carol's doctor. We'll start with her stubborn frown lines. But wait until you hear Margaret's story about her aching legs at number 8, and what Diane learned about her sagging jowls at number 7. Let's begin. Number 10. Fading 11 lines, frown lines. Let's start with Carol's story. Those 2 deep grooves between your brows. They're not just expression lines anymore. They're permanent fixtures. They're the first thing you see in the mirror. They make you look worried even when you're happy. This is where most women make their first mistake. They just dab the oil on. That will not work. Here's why this specific mix works. We're going to make a Botox-Alternative paste. You will need 1 teaspoon of black seed oil and 1 teaspoon of castor oil. These 2 are the perfect partners. The black seed oil is full of a powerful helper, an antioxidant that calms the inflammation and stress in that clenched muscle. But the castor oil is thick for a reason. It's famous for sinking deep into the skin, hydrating that valley, and helping to plump the line up from below. Here is the method, and it is crucial. This is a nighttime-only ritual. First, mix the 2 oils in the palm of your hand. Second, take your index finger and massage the mixture into the lines. Third, and this is the secret, do not rub in circles. You must massage against the grain of the wrinkle. For 11 lines, that means rubbing side to side, horizontally, for 1 full minute. You are breaking up the memory of the wrinkle. Fourth, after the minute is up, gently tap the area until it's absorbed. The biggest mistake is doing this in the morning. Sunlight can break down the powerful compounds in black seed oil, making it useless. Always do this at night. Now, what can you expect? This is not a needle. The lines will not be gone in one day. But what you should feel after about a week is that the valley just looks shallower. The skin looks plumper, and the shadow isn't as deep. This is perfect for deep-set lines. But for those fine, crinkly lines around the eyes, we need a different, much gentler approach. That's next. Number 9. Softening deep crow's feet. This is for those spider webs that fan out from the corners of your eyes. They show up every time you smile. It's that feeling when you smile for a photo, and then you see it later, and all you can see are the wrinkles, not the joy. The skin here is 10 times thinner than the rest of your face, and it's incredibly delicate. Here's the warning. You absolutely cannot use that heavy castor oil mixture here. It is far too thick and will pull on that delicate skin, making the problem worse. For crow's feet, we need a Feather Touch Serum. Here's the mix. You will need 1 single drop of black seed oil and about 5 drops of rosehip oil. Here is why this mix works. The black seed oil is the antioxidant protector, but the rosehip oil is its perfect partner. Rosehip oil is full of natural vitamin A and vitamin C, which are famous for gently telling your skin to renew itself. It helps to fade the old discolored cells and reveal the fresh, new skin underneath. Here's the method. This is also a nighttime-only secret. First, mix the 1 drop of black seed oil and 5 drops of rosehip oil on your fingertip. Second, take your ring finger. It is your weakest finger, so it's the only one you should use. Third, do not rub, do not pull, do not stretch. You will pat this mixture gently onto the bone at the corner of your eye. Let the oil travel. The biggest mistake is rubbing, even a little. The second you rub, you are stretching that thin skin and creating more wrinkles. You must only pat. What can you expect? The skin will look brighter and more hydrated in the morning. You'll wake up, and before you even get out of bed, you'll touch the corner of your eye, and it will just feel smoother, more hydrated. After a few weeks, those lines will appear softer. They won't be as etched or crinkly when your face is at rest. While we're treating the face, many women are far more embarrassed by the ropes on their legs. Let's tackle those varicose veins right now. Number 8, reducing the appearance of varicose veins. Let me tell you about Margaret. At 69, Margaret was embarrassed. She used to love wearing dresses, especially in the hot summer, but now she hadn't worn one in years. Her legs, which she used to love, were covered in those blue, bulging, twisted rope veins. But it wasn't just how they looked. It was how they felt. It was that dull, heavy, throbbing ache that got worse as the day went on. By dinner time, her legs felt like they were filled with wet sand. This is a key part of why Carol's doctor was so shocked. This is not just a skin problem. It's a circulation and inflammation problem. Now, let's be very clear. This remedy will not cure varicose veins. But what it does, and what Margaret learned, is help with the symptoms. It helps with the swelling, the ache, and the heavy feeling. This is the Margaret Vein Compress. Here is the mix. You will need 1 teaspoon of black seed oil and 1 teaspoon of castor oil. Here is why this mix works. The black seed oil is full of a helper that calms the inflammation in the walls of those swollen, tired veins. But the castor oil is thick for a reason. Its main helper is famous for supporting your body's natural drainage system, what's called the lymphatic system. It helps move that trapped, stagnant fluid that causes the heaviness and swelling. So, the black seed oil calms the vein, and the castor oil helps reduce the swelling. Here is what you do. First, lie down somewhere comfortable and prop your feet up on a pillow. Your legs should be higher than your heart. Second, mix the 1 teaspoon of black seed oil and 1 teaspoon of castor oil. Third, take the mixture and gently, very gently, massage it over the veins. Fourth, and this is the secret, always rub in an upward motion. From your ankle, towards your knee, towards your heart. The biggest mistake you can make is pressing too hard or rubbing the wrong way. Those veins are already weak. If you press hard, you can make it worse. And if you rub downwards, you are fighting your body's natural blood flow. Always be gentle and always rub towards the heart. What can you expect? Margaret did this every evening. The veins didn't vanish. But after about a week, she told her daughter, "My legs, they just don't feel heavy anymore." That throbbing was gone. 2 months later, she wore a dress to her granddaughter's birthday party. This upward motion is key for the legs. But what about the downward pull on our face? That sagging feeling in the jowls is next. 7. Lifting the look of sagging jowls. Let me tell you about Diane. Diane was on a video call with her grandkids. She was laughing and having a wonderful time, but then The screen froze, and she just stared at her own image. She saw her mother's jawline. She said, "I didn't even recognize myself. Where did my jaw go?" This is the one that really bothers us. You look in the mirror and you suddenly see that loss of snap, that tightness. It's gravity, and it feels relentless. This problem is about two things: loss of skin resilience and trapped fluid. When your lymphatic system is slow, that fluid pools in your jowls, making them look puffier, heavier, and saggier. For this, we need a jawline elixir and a specific massage. Here is the mix. You will need 2 drops of black seed oil and 1 teaspoon of jojoba oil. Here is why this mix works. Jojoba oil is wonderful because its structure is the closest to our skin's own natural oils. It absorbs beautifully. The black seed oil brings the powerful antioxidant helpers to protect the skin. Here is the method. First, warm the oil mixture in your palms. Apply it all along your jawbone and the upper part of your neck. Second, make 2 gentle fists. Now, use your knuckles. Third, start with your knuckles at your chin. Gently sweep them along your jawbone, pulling up towards your ear. You're not pulling the skin, you're moving the fluid underneath. Do this 10 times. Fourth, and this is the secret step, after the 10th sweep up, you must drain the fluid. Sweep your open palms from your ear, down the side of your neck, to your collarbone. This flushes all that stagnant fluid. The biggest mistake is just rubbing the oil on and hoping for the best. The oil is the lubricant. The massage is the secret. What can you expect? Diane started doing this every night. She said the first time she did the drainage sweep, she could literally feel the fluid move. After a week, she looked in the mirror and saw a line again. Her jawline was defined, not puffy. This helps the jawline, but the area that screams our age is the neck itself. That dreaded turkey neck is what we're tackling now. Number 6, tightening turkey neck. Crepey skin. You know the feeling. You put on a beautiful necklace, and all you can see is the crepey, wrinkled tissue paper skin underneath it. You stop wearing V-necks. You start wearing scarves. Then you realize you're wearing scarves in the spring. You're wearing them indoors. You find yourself tilting your chin up in every photo, trying to stretch that skin. The skin on your neck is different. It's almost as thin as the skin around your eyes, and it has very few oil glands. It is starving for moisture and protection. For this, we need a neck rescue balm. A thin oil will not do. Here is the mix. You will need 1 teaspoon of black seed oil and 1 tablespoon of either coconut oil or shea butter. We need a rich, thick, protective balm. Here is why this mix works. The black seed oil brings the anti-inflammatory and antioxidant helpers, but the shea butter or coconut oil provides a deep protective barrier. It locks moisture in and protects that delicate skin from the elements. Here is the method. At night, after you wash your face, warm a small amount of this balm in your hands. Now, this is the secret. You must apply it in upward strokes. Start at your collarbone. Sweep your hands up your neck, all the way to your jawline. Never, ever pull down. The biggest mistake is pulling down. You are fighting gravity all day long. Don't help it at night. The second mistake is neglecting your neck. Your face routine stops at your collarbone. Your neck needs its own routine. What can you expect? The skin will feel instantly soothed, relieved, and hydrated. That tight, dry, crepey feeling will be gone by morning. After a few weeks, that tissue paper texture will look smoother, stronger, and less etched. You will put on that beautiful necklace, and you will see the necklace, not the skin beneath it. This is fantastic for the neck. But what about those brown spots that pop up on our face, no matter how much we moisturize? Number 5, fading dark, age spots, sunspots, face. Let me tell you about Susan. She was reading a book to her 6-year-old granddaughter. Her granddaughter, whom she adores, reached up and gently touched one of the dark spots on Susan's cheek. She said, "Grandma, what's that spot? Is it dirt?" Susan said it felt like a tiny knife in her heart. She felt so unclean. She scrubbed her face every night, but these spots just wouldn't go away. This is the age spot eraser secret, and it's a nighttime-only secret. Here is the mix. You will need 1 drop of black seed oil and about 5 drops of rosehip oil. Here is why this mix works. The black seed oil's helper is a powerful anti-inflammatory. It helps to calm down the skin cells that are panicking and overproducing all that pigment. The rosehip oil is its perfect partner. It is full of natural vitamin A and vitamin C, which gently tell your skin to renew itself. It helps fade the old discolored cells. Here is the correct method. First, wash your face as usual. Second, take the 1 drop of black seed oil and 5 drops of rosehip oil on your fingertip. Third, dab or pat this mixture directly onto your age spots. Do not rub it all over your face. Just pat it onto the spots you want to target. Fourth, leave it on overnight and wash your face in the morning. Here is the biggest mistake: applying this oil in the morning. There are 2 huge problems with this. First, sunlight can destroy the power of the oil's helpers. You are wasting your money. Second, those spots are caused by the sun. The oils that help fade them can make your skin more sensitive to the sun. You could actually make your spots darker. This must be a nighttime secret. What can you expect? This is the patience secret. Susan did this for 6 weeks. One day, her granddaughter was sitting in her lap again, and she just didn't mention the spot. Because it was so much lighter, it just wasn't interesting anymore. Susan said that was her victory. We can hide the spots on our face with makeup, but we can't hide our hands. And those giveaway spots on our hands are next. Number 4, dark spots on the hands. The giveaway. You can have a lifted neck and a smooth brow, but the second you reach for a glass of water, your hands betray you. They are the giveaway of our age. You're paying for groceries, and you see the young cashier's smooth hands, and you instinctively curl yours into a fist. The skin on our hands is tougher than our face, and it's far more neglected. It needs a stronger treatment. This is the overnight glove treatment. It is a nighttime-only secret. Here's the mix. You will need 1 teaspoon of black seed oil, 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Here is why this mix works. The black seed oil calms the inflammation. The olive oil provides deep, penetrating moisture. And the lemon juice contains citric acid, which is a natural brightener that helps gently exfoliate those stubborn, pigmented cells. Here's the method. First, mix these 3 ingredients in a small bowl. Second, right before bed, massage this mixture into the backs of your hands. Spend 2 full minutes really working it in. Third, and this is the secret, put on a pair of simple white cotton gloves. Yes, like the kind your grandmother wore. Fourth, go to sleep. The biggest mistake is doing this during the day. Lemon juice and sunlight are a disaster and will cause more spots. The second mistake is not using the gloves. The gloves trap the mixture, and the warmth of your hands helps it sink deep, forcing it to work all night long. What can you expect? The very first morning, you will wake up with the softest hands of your life. After a week of doing this every night, you will notice those spots look broken up and are starting to fade. This is the spot treatment for hands. But what about the puffiness that plagues our ankles? Let's talk about that puffy feeling. Number 3, puffy, swollen ankles, cankles. This is another one of the surprises for Carol's doctor. Let me tell you about Barbara. Barbara was a nurse for 40 years. She spent her entire life on her feet, caring for other people. She said, "I spent my life on my feet, and by 5 p.m., my ankles were gone. She called them my piano legs. She was retired now, but the swelling still came every single day. She thought that pain and swelling was her life sentence. This is often from fluid and inflammation building up. This is a circulation and lymphatic problem. Here, the black seed oil needs a powerful partner, Epsom salt. This is the swollen foot soak. Here is the method. First, get a basin large enough for your feet and fill it with warm water, not scalding hot. For seniors, warm is safer and just as effective. Second, add half a cup of Epsom salt. Third, add 1 tablespoon of black seed oil and stir it around. Here's why this mix works. The black seed oil's main helper is a powerful anti-inflammatory. It helps reduce that inflammation. The Epsom salt, which is magnesium, helps improve circulation and tells your blood vessels to relax, which lets all that trapped fluid finally move out. Now, soak your feet for 15 to 20 minutes. But here is the secret step. After the soak, don't just get up. The most important part is to then elevate your legs above your heart for another 10 to 15 minutes. This uses gravity to help all that fluid you just loosened up drain away. The biggest mistake is just soaking and then getting up. The elevation is the second half of the treatment. What can you expect? Barbara did this, and the first time she did the elevation after the soak, she said she felt a whoosh of relief. That tight sausage skin feeling was gone. She said she had her ankles back for the 6 p.m. news for the first time in decades. This handles the swelling, but the look of our hands is more than just spots. It's the veins, the thin skin, the boniness, that witch-like look. We're tackling that head on. Number 2, witch-like hands, veiny, bony, and spotty. This is the trifecta of aging hands. It's the one that makes women want to hide their hands in their pockets. You're at a restaurant and you rest your hands on the table and you just feel unfeminine. You see the thin, papery skin, the blue veins, the dark spots, and you just slide your hands back into your lap. It's 3 problems at once. Dark spots, which we've talked about, bulging, blue veins, which look more prominent, thin, papery skin. This is the big one. As we age, our skin loses its fatty, protective cushion. The skin on our hands becomes thin and fragile. This papery skin is what makes the veins and bones look so bony and witch-like. We need to restore that cushion. For this, you need the Hand Rebirth Balm. This is the ultimate hand treatment. Here is the mix. You will need 1 tablespoon of shea butter. This is for the cushion. 1 teaspoon of black seed oil for inflammation and veins. 1 teaspoon of rosehip oil for the spots and cell turnover. Here is the method. First, gently melt the shea butter in a small bowl a few seconds in the microwave. Second, stir in the black seed oil and the rosehip oil. Third, let it cool in your fridge for an hour. It will turn into a thick, luxurious balm. This is your new hand cream. Now, here is the secret method. Don't just wipe it on. Take a small amount and massage your hands. Massage the valleys between the bones on the back of your hand. This promotes circulation and makes the hand look plumper. Gently rub in circles over the veins. The biggest mistake is using a thin, watery, cheap lotion. It evaporates in seconds and does nothing. You need a thick, occlusive balm to rebuild that protective layer and restore that lost cushion. What can you expect? This is the treatment from the hook. This is what really changes how you feel. Your hands will feel instantly protected. Within a month, they will look plumper. The skin will look stronger, the veins and spots will be less noticeable, and you won't be afraid to show your hands anymore. You'll wear your rings again and feel proud. We fixed the hands, the neck, the legs. But there's one more place that betrays us, and it's right under our eyes. Number 1, hollow or sunken under eye. Look, we've all heard about puffy eyes. But what about the opposite? It's that hollow, sunken, dark circle look. It makes you look exhausted, frail, and sad, even when you've slept for 8 hours. People stop asking, "How are you?" and start asking, "Are you okay?" with a worried look on their face. They say, "Are you getting enough rest?" or "Are you feeling okay?" And you're furious because you feel fine, but you look frail. This happens because we've lost that fatty cushion under the eye. The skin is paper thin, and we are seeing the shadow of the bone underneath. Now we cannot replace that lost fat, but we can plump, hydrate, and brighten the skin, which visually fills that hollow. For this, we need the Hollow Filler Elixir. Here is the mix. You will need 1 drop of black seed oil, 1 drop of sweet almond oil, 1 drop of vitamin E oil. Here is why this mix works. The black seed oil is for inflammation. The almond oil is famous in old remedies for brightening dark circles. And the vitamin E oil is a thick, powerful hydrator that plumps the skin cells. Here is the method. This is a nightly ritual. First, mix those 3 single drops on your fingertip. Second, use your ring finger. Third, gently tap the oil on the bone under your eye. Start from the outside corner and tap in towards your nose. Here is the biggest mistake: putting the oil right up to your lower lash line. It will seep into your eye and cause irritation. You don't need to. Just apply it to the orbital bone. Your skin is smart. It will drink the oil upwards to where it's needed. What can you expect? You will wake up looking rested. The hollow doesn't vanish, but the shadow does. The skin looks plumper and brighter, which makes the whole area look fuller and more youthful.